Music's still a little loud for me, yeah. Okay. Okay, sufficient buttons have been pressed. Okay. First things first, build the place of rest and war crime. And where is it? We're at food, war crimes. Actually, this is for do rice there, and then this rice. Right, so this is a hang on one sec. Okay, so just at a time, the ideology is the fluid one, so we're gonna build it as we go. But on the surface level, they just drink tea, basically. They like drinking tea. That is the whole point. 9 go to here on the corner. Yeah, so it is heavily modded too. In case that was not, you know, exceedingly obvious. Which it probably wasn't exceedingly obvious, but it should now be obvious. So, good thing to get started. Actually, I forgot to do that. That's fine. Will be good enough eventually. 5x4 cotton. So, what I'm doing here is just making sure that I get all the different crops and stuff that we need to have later on, like cotton and just different kinds of food and stuff. Yeah. Yes. So we're probably gonna go become tunnelers eventually, which is part of the ideology where you basically like being in the ground a lot. Which is probably the ideal. Okay. And now I gotta set the jobs that everyone can do. What these do is they dictate what priority everyone has on certain jobs and what they would like to do, they can do. I think, I wanted to do cooking and research. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so we don't really have anyone that can do crafting and stuff right now, which is fine. But it's just kind of the way it is. A lot of, like, unless your things are blank like they are there, kind of fine if you just have someone who's just has a basic skill in doing certain things, even if it's not great. Because it's better just to have people doing stuff than to not have them do things. Okay, he's not even there, so I don't have to worry about that. And one of the first things you want to do is just get a room with a table and like chairs and stuff, because the characters are all very like particular about having a table and a table that they can eat with. If they don't have it, they will throw a very big fit. And then you need a research table to do the research projects, which will help unlock more and better things as we go. And then we're going to get a stockpile zone for all of our various foods and other things. Also, I do have the hygiene mod installed, so I have to find a place for find a place for them to poop and get water. Very important things, very important considerations. Mostly I'm gonna keep it on 3 times speed, just keep things moving, but because things, if you put it on 2 times speed, are very slow. But eventually I will probably move the speed down to like 2 times, especially when there's important things that need to be addressed that I need to focus on. Also, in general, if things sit outside, they rot, so in general, you'd want them to not be sitting outside if you can help it. This is the Crashlanded start, so we get a little bit of an advantage in the fact that we can start with power over something like the Lost Tribe start, where you don't get access to power right away and you have to research it, especially with like the other mods that I have installed from Vanilla Expanded, which make it very difficult to research when you're starting out. So early on, we're just trying to get started as quickly as possible, because we've got limited food, limited medicine, and limited materials, and we need it to be up as soon as possible. Also, very important to get these beds up, because if they are not up, people will get very upset. Namely the colonists, because they are picky. Very, very picky. Which is part of something you have to manage. You have to manage their particular needs, food, sleep, recreation, going to the bathroom in this case. There's also something for hygiene, for the variety of foods. They generally like things being nicer around them. And then there's also these, which are fulfillment things, which dictate they dictate, like, I think in general they lower your mental break threshold, which are these little dashes up here through the mood meter. Every time it goes like underneath these mood meters, they have a chance to mental break, go insane, and be very upset that you're doing or not doing something. They also have like stats, things that they're good at, along with traits dictating the traits will dictate like different like additional effects. Like psychopath, like I could if I wanted to, I could, you know, walk them around all the corpses that are rotting and they wouldn't even be affected, and they're not insulted, so people can flirt with them without a problem. It won't cause them any problems. And they all have gear which has certain temperature tolerances, which is also very important when it's like winter and stuff. In this case, we are in a temperate forest, so in general things aren't going to be unmanageable. Winter will probably get a little unpleasant and we'll need like certain things for that. There's also plenty of like different animals and stuff you hunt for their meat and their leather, which will, you know, make clothes and feed your colonists. So that's just the really, really basic, hey, this is what you're looking at. And then construction tab, work tab, schedule stuff, all that stuff that's not very important till later. Yeah, later. But in general, there's a lot of stuff that you need to manage. If you're not on top of it, kind of can get a little crazy, especially the more mods you add. If you don't add a ton of mods, it's not really that bad. In general, it's pretty straightforward to take care of. You're probably not gonna be like too overwhelmed, but with the like, if you add any mods, the level of things that you're gonna have to deal with and manage is going to increase exponentially. It's just kind of the general effect of it, I guess. In general, the more you add, the worse it's gonna be. But with Rimworld mods, they're never like Rimworld mods are like never very simple in general, unless they're like completely cosmetic. They're very each of them adds a lot. We'll put it that way. There's a lot of different things that you can. Okay, that's also something that can happen, which is affairs, which make certain things difficult if you've got both colonists in the same place. If not, it usually doesn't matter too much. So, and then as you can see, like dirt and like stuff accumulates very quickly. And things like that, where you've got bonds, also make it difficult to keep or get rid of certain creatures, just in general. Who's my constructor? Why aren't you constructing? Oh, I need you to construct. And assigning people together is really important because they do the fun stuff and it increases their mood. So it's very good to have them, but then you have to be very careful about making sure neither of them die, because if either of them do die, which is very common, it will cause a lot of problems. In that, one of them will suffer like mental issues for like 2 in-game years, basically. Okay, that's an exaggeration. It's probably about 1 in-game year. It feels a lot longer at times, though. So you got to be very careful about that. So this room's a little small, so we're gonna increase the size whenever one of them has time. I've got 2 different storage mods installed. One of them's a little bit, the neat storage is fine, but this one, LWM's a little, it's a little more than you need in general. Like, you can stuff a lot more things than you should be able to. And this one has the same kind of thing, but it's not nearly as, it's not nearly as bad, I'd say. Like, as far as, like, what sort of things you've gotta, or how much space it offers you. It offers you more than it usually does, but it's usually not too, exaggerated, which is the problem that I have with the other ones. Okay, so that's advanced lights. So what advanced lights does, I will show you. It reduces the power consumption of these little lamp things, and also gives you floodlights, which are giant outside lights, which we'll use later. But for now, yeah. And then this is one of the mods that I added is randomized research, which basically kind of it kind of limits you in the research trees that you can go down, which, you know, it's more to add some variety, because if you've played the game enough times, you'll be like, oh, okay, need this, need this, need this, and you'll just go down a line of things that you research, and you never really branch from there. And it gets, it's fine, but you kind of, you pigeonhole yourself a lot. You end up doing a lot of the same things, and it's kind of boring, I guess. So for now, we'll just research that because it's short and none of the other ones are urgent. There's nothing in particular that we need out of any of them. The priority currently is hopefully rolling batteries, which is what we want to roll ideally. And I can change the different modifiers if I think it's a little too strict on the things that it rolls. I can add more options and stuff like that. Yeah. So this will also tell you if you're like missing things like meal sources. I need like stove, a butcher table, stuff like that. Batteries and defenses, batteries for power, defenses for like, you get periodic raids or events that happen every couple days. Currently the storyteller we have is, forget where to, I think it's here. We have Randy Random on Losing His Fun, which basically means, all the threat levels are really highly escalated, and it's completely random the order in which you get things. You could get like 4 good things in a row and never get a bad thing for an entire run, or you can get bad thing after bad thing after bad thing. It really just depends, and you can also change it throughout the thing, and it all scales based off of this. This is wealth. It's what all your threat levels scale off of. It's what all of your quests scale off of. they all scale off of this line here, and you want to try to keep it as low as possible, because the more that it increases, the more dangerous things get for you, essentially. I think that's the shortest explanation I could give that still makes sense. So, one of the things we need to do is to get new colonists, you can do these, ideology, like, festivals and stuff. You can do, like, depending on what you have set, you can do different events. And for us, we've got, social festivals. So social festivals basically mean you gather up all your colonists, they go sit in a room for a couple hours, and then whatever, depending on the result, good or bad, they get mood and also additional effects like nearby faction. Nearby faction like goodwill, which is basically your reputation. All very important, all very crucial, a lot of things to manage. But that's only if you're really microing it. You can really, like, ignore a lot of the micro in this game and just macro everything. And what'll end up happening is you'll just, there'll be a lot of things that you'll have to deal with that are very difficult, but in general, like, if you ignore a lot of the micro stuff, it'll make your time easier, but you won't know why things are getting worse, and you won't be able to, like, manage it as effectively, probably. There. And then, all right, so part of the most, like, common defensive, like, strategy, defensive construction is these, like, 2 wide halls or 1 wide hall, and then you set up fences here, like this. This is, like, the least probably the least material intensive way of setting up security. And you put the spike traps here in these little spots in between, and what this does is your colonists are able to walk in these diagonal spaces, but if it's an enemy raid, they'll just walk in these empty spaces all the way down. So that's just the simplest way of doing it. This one, I don't know if it's gonna work. This, like, setup, I've tried it a couple ways. It's kind of, unless you're precisely measuring it out, it can be a little hard to, like, figure their walking patterns. And I tend to just kind of set up the same vague thing and then adjust it after the first or second occurrence, like first or second raid. Because usually in the beginning, it's like 1 or 2 people, and all you need is, like, the first 2 traps and these 2 fences, and that's really it. But the longer in the game you get, the more they'll pile up, and it'll take like 5 traps for a single person, depending on how much armor that they've got, especially if they're still wooden ones. Which is another thing, wooden traps do less damage, but they're, I forget what there's an advantage to using them. I think it's the, I mean, other than just, like, the, hey, they're the easiest thing to come set up because they're all wood, so you could just go chop down all the trees on the map, set them all up, and all the trees will grow back by the next year, basically. This is also something that happens occasionally. They'll fail to construct it and they'll waste resources. This is especially true because I think she started with like 2 or 3 construction. Also, these are very important, these passions, because they dictate the learning speed. So, like, and there's different kinds. So he's got one that's better than interesting, but less than burning, which is what these are. And then she's got a special one where it's if they learn at night, they're able to learn quicker. But other than that, it's just kind of oftentimes it's whatever they just roll a passion in and whatever they start like with a high enough skill in. Past that, it's kind of just optimization. If they have a higher passion, it's better to have them in it than not, especially because it makes them happy to do those tasks. But also, it's kind of not... It's not a deal breaker if they don't have one, basically. I don't really need any of these, to be honest. I guess the bottling one's probably the one that I might end up using. Creation. Yeah. That's another thing. You also want to be very careful about what materials you use until you get into like the higher end. How much do I? Okay. Until you get into the like higher tech levels, because there are a lot of occurrences where you'll just not have enough of the materials and you'll have to wait for like traders and stuff to come in, or you'll have to hop world tiles and mine and then come back, and it just makes it very inconvenient to get additional materials. This is also another thing that I've got. There's the later in the game you get trading terminals or whatever, and you can talk to orbital ships and trade for like resources that you don't have. Part of the gacha thing is basically you can spend your silver that you get from trading and you can roll for like really good items. But obviously it's gacha, so there's, you know, gambling stuff that you're not always going to be able to get what you want, and like you can throw like, you could probably throw like 10,000 silver at it and maybe get one thing that you wanted. And they're not always like good. Sometimes they're rare but not great, which is I think what I really like about it. Okay, name, faction name. Oh, okay, so that's a modded thing. It's essentially, it's called Helixian, which is basically like a natural, I mean, it's basically a substitute for natural gas. It's another way of getting power and like powering things. It's through the I think it's a vanilla expanded mod. One of theirs is specifically for that kind of thing, and it basically just gives you a third way to or not third way, a different like geothermal option, I guess. We're gonna be very uncreative with names, because I'm on the spot and I can't think of anything. And then settlement name, not war crime place. Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of mods. I'll probably put together like a collection of them later, but it's a very long list. And it's been something that I've been working on for like, I don't want to say working on, but like I've been playing with these mods for like months now, and it's gotten very extensive. And I'm probably using the shorter list that I have as opposed to the longer one, because I pulled out a lot of the really ridiculous ones that just cause like cause your like wealth and stuff to skyrocket like crazy. Okay. Yeah, I've got like trading UI ones. I also have what do you call it? I have trading UI ones and like ones where you have like a drag selector, so you can like drag and select the things that you want to sell. Yeah, I forget which one that well, actually here, I could probably check and see which one precisely I have currently. You have social. Make you go trade with these people. Yeah, I've got the one that you can click and drag them down. I don't think I've got the money for anything that these people have, though, to be honest. Could probably buy some components, but might be best just to hang on to what I've got now. These books are like actually really nice to have, especially the recreation ones, but it's kind of not stuff that I need currently. And I don't have enough stuff that I could dump on them to make it worth it. I mean, not really, but I've got the one that it who gets what? You mean like actually what you're trading? No, but I usually just go and look piece by piece anyway. So it's not really a big deal to me. I probably should use trading more, but I'm pretty like lax about like actually like trading with like caravans and stuff. Oh, I thought that they were gonna go. Okay. I thought that hare was gonna go attack them first. I didn't realize it was gonna come in from up top. But luckily that was just a hare. I need to pay more attention to that. But yeah, like there's also like there are mods for that, I think. But in general, I've never needed to personally micro it that much. It's always been better to just, for me, just generally insert, hey, I want these things and I don't need these things, so I'm just gonna give them to you. Okay, yeah, I was looking at that and I was wondering about what I should add there. What's this? Oh, this is the basic furniture for a different mod. This is all bathroom stuff, which I don't need. Ooh, this will be nice though. This is always something that a lot of people get early, is solar panels. It's a more consistent way of powering, because these are totally dependent on wind, which obviously makes it so you can sometimes get like 0 power. Which is very inconvenient. It's not animal filth. Not that that one's my problem. Someone I do have it so that you can put that in there, right? No, I do not. Yeah, okay. That'll be good. That spoils in 2 days, which means I have to set up the things to process it, like a butcher's table and a stove. We'll do fuel for it, because I don't have power to do the other one. And this way, can get some early meals. Gift. Faithful Shortbow. That's another thing that I've got installed is the infusions mod, which basically adds little tiny effects to things like this. You lose a little less global certainty. Choose do forever, just the basic stuff's fine, and then we'll do this. And there's a lot of like different like food options. They give you different like it's not buffs, but like some of them are more or less satisfying for the needs, I guess. Slept in the cold. Is it cold? It's 70 degrees. It's not too bad. That is something that I would like. Having another gun is always very nice, especially when my options are currently a short bow, a revolver, and a bolt action rifle. And it's more damage with accuracy, which is also very important. I'll probably turn this down just a tiny. Because I'm realizing that that is a lot louder than I am. Audio. That's better, right? You can hear me over that? Looks like you can, but can't guarantee anything in this day and age. Two colonists are idle. Oh, because we've got the bench taken up and they all do research and stuff. How bad would it be? Yeah, okay. Let's... I've got time before anything too bad happens, I think. Let's collect some more wood. Then we're gonna make a little tiny 7 by 7. Gonna make a little tiny place so I can do ideology things, because we do not have enough manpower, and that is something that I'm not a big fan of. Just, I think I messed up my math. Yeah, I needed one more. There. I was wondering why that looked wrong. Okay. That, lectern, and do I even have enough for one? No, I don't. So we'll do that for now. Do that for now, set that up, and set up another stool, because we've got multiple people that research when they're not doing anything else, so we need to set things up so they can actually do that. Desk is all stuffed with cups. And by stuffed with cups, I mean it has 2. what am I missing still? I'm missing recreation. Don't have extra wood for that right now. I'll wait. Oh, they're collecting that. Oh, did I never switch this over to, I meant to switch this over to tea, because that is the main focus of our ideology, is tea. Something that I do not have. Okay, transport pod crash. Dislikes men, unconvincing, pretty. They can do social and melee, and that's really it. And oh, they're dependent on Psychite, which I can't really take care of right now. That is unfortunate for you. Do they have anything good on? Yes, I need extra clothing. So, where is... You are going to get me the extra clothes. Because I need them more than this person does. And here we go. My clothes now. And I can dismantle them if they get too bad later. Wanderer joins, huh? These are nice sometimes, but these Wanderer join stuff also get very annoying because some of them, or a majority of them, for me at least, turn out to be traitors, and then they end up doing something that causes problems, and occasionally has ended in me losing colonists over it, which is not what I want to happen, but I kind of need them. Ah. Okay. They're on research duty. Something hit that. Oh. Turkey. Turkey hit the trap and died. Okay, you're not doing any wardening and you're not doing any childcare, and that is because you're a different ideology, which needs raiding, which I don't have the time or the patience to put up with right now. So we're gonna hopefully make this little ideology box soon so I can start doing the festival stuff, and that means I can start getting rid of the other person's ideology. Is this connected to the other thing? Or is it only ever... Okay, no, I can see that little line right there. We're good, it's connected to both. I need more wood. Which means these people need to be doing their jobs. Or at least doing them faster, because I need to deal with the opposing ideology sooner rather than later, because the longer those stick around, the bigger problems they become. As is usually the case for things in this game. I was about to ask why isn't he cooking, but then I realized I have 10 meals, so good. We are good. Okay. Who has my social? It's you, Murray. Yes. So Murray is gonna be my administrator. Actually, I realized that I needed to do this earlier when I was making this. But usually when I do this, I remove the clothing requirements because they are more problems than they are worth. Okay. That being said, Murray, administrator, begin. This way, I can now convert people, specifically Martin, because Martin needs to be not, whatever ideology he is. Credisonian faith. We're gonna say that's what that says, instead of pretending that I have no idea what it means. 12% reduction. That helps train, Murray's social, so even if it's not great, it's better just to do it. Sarah is pregnant. That's kind of unfortunate. Pregnancies are a good system in this game to get more pawns, like more colonists, but they are ridiculously slow and ridiculously irritating to manage because they tend to just make one of your colonists useless until they actually give birth, and then afterwards they continue to be useless for a little while because they have to take care of the new baby colonist. It is unfortunate, but it is the way that it works. Also, we're gonna need another toilet because we do. It's really the simple answer, but this area needs a floor. Murray, how are you having a heat stroke? Max comfort. It's 85 degrees. It's only 75 degrees out. Go in here, I guess. Temperature. Ceiling fan. Is that going down? My constructor. Well, actually, I can get you to construct too, so I'm gonna make you make that here. And we'll deconstruct that because I forgot that that has a light on it. Is anyone else getting heat stroke? You're 87, but you're not getting heat stroke. You're pregnant. 102. Okay, no, you're good. Guess it's just one of those things. Okay, solar panel is completed. Yeah. No. I need that. I need tea first, because if I don't get tea, that's gonna be a problem. Tea is very important to these people. Also, so is recreation, which I've been totally ignoring up until this point because I am not very good at focusing. Okay. Horseshoe pin and chest table. And 2 more stools. And then remove that because I think Murray still has a higher... No, he doesn't. Well, it doesn't matter, but better to do that than to not. Do I go for another colonist at this point? I kinda need someone to be able to do crafting. Oop. Animal transport. Kitsune. What do they do? Yeah, that would be nice. Hang on, let me... Furniture, animal sleeping spot, ×2 medical. Who's got medical? Do any of my colonists have any medical at all? Oh. That was an oversight. I guess Murray has the best one. So, I guess Murray's doing it. Among other things. Is he gonna make it back? Yes. Sort of. Okay, set it to 1 speed. Stabilize. I maybe should have done it while I was over there instead of waiting. There's only 4 wounds. Let me speed this up a little bit. An hour. Less than an hour. 2 hours. Okay, we made it. Solar flare. Hate those. All electronics get shut down. Which can be very annoying for a lot of reasons. Oh, I was wondering why things were going slow. I forgot to change the speed back to normal. Or back to the speed that I keep it at, which is all the way. I don't think that's the ending I'm going for. I think I'm going to go for the wealth one, because the wealth one takes longer. Or not necessarily takes longer, but... giving it to somebody would just kind of cause problems. Actually, here, we'll do this real quick. This is, yeah, alright. If I get another person with good social, then I will accept the quest and give them the Psycaster link, which is what you get for completing the quest. Well, you get 8 honor, which earns you a Psycast link, basically. Okay, Wanderer joins. James. Accept. James. What is this? Oh. I forgot. Hang on. I forgot that this was a thing that I added. It's basically to make sure that you get the colonists of your particular, like, starting xenotype, if you have one. And I forgot that I never turned it off. Okay. Well, it's good that they can craft at least, because that's kind of what I need them to do. Crafting and that. But what we will do is we will set it because you work good between 20, what time is it? 20 and 5 a.m. 20 p.m., 5 a.m. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we'll set it like that, so he sleeps during the day. So he's got a higher chance of doing that during the night time. Lowest priority that. Then production stone cutter. I'm also not doing the quest because he has no skill in social, which means I would have to deal with non-social people getting honor, and that's a headache. Also, somehow I think every single one of my colonists has some skill in intellectual, which is crazy. Okay, bills, any stone blocks, details, radius, that room basically. And then we make it so everybody picks this stuff up. That way we can get James to do his chores, also known as making stone blocks. Good job, he's doing his chores. Murray, another 1.3 days for conversion. And still no batteries. That's gonna become a problem if I don't get some soon. Power, we'll set one of those up. Maybe it'll help stave off the worst of not being able to have batteries for a while. Cargo pods. What? I think I want the shield. Here, we'll just take all of it so I can sell it next time. Here's it. Grab both of these, because I'm going to want to sell them later. And they're already adding to wealth by being on the map, so... okay. Derelict thingy, don't have the... Oh. Cool. Alright, so now we've got a Kitsune, which will help with injuries if we let them into whatever medical room I end up getting. Animal herder. They only have the ram and the yak. Oh, they've got double sheep rams, which might make it worth it to get that from them. I'll think about it. So that's the route to not what is it called? Microelectronics is getting that one. If I hit reroll, does it reroll which one I'm selecting or all of them? All of them. Okay. I shouldn't have rerolled them. These are all worse. I guess we'll do the air conditioning. And that tea's gonna take a little bit to be done. Wild woman. Body modder. Wanderlust. Nope, that'll get annoying. And slime person. I don't remember what this was. What are they supposed to do? Absorb additional food to be larger. Can create a baby with their genes. Okay. Uh, hmm? Dependent on Psychite, which I do not have. So we're gonna leave that be. Not that I couldn't get it, but I don't have it, and the steps to put it together would probably be irritating. I'm just gonna leave all that for James specifically to do because he can't do dumb labor anyway, so it's better just to get him to do. Murray, talk to these people. Yeah, the only ones I would want are these. But they're all 1,200 a piece, so there's literally no point in like even talking to them about it. Just give them the leathers. Or here, do it this way so I can get goodwill from them. 1 goodwill. Plus it lowers my wealth by a minuscule amount, but you know, rather get rid of a little bit than none at all. Inspired trade. Here, give him like 50 wood. Yeah, the problem with inspirations is if you don't fulfill them, they take a mood debuff, and I'd rather just do an arbitrary trade like that and get nothing out of it than to take the debuff later. I need a floor. That is not bad. We will do... What do we have? Limestone. Smooth lines. So that they don't hate their rooms anymore. Or not as much, I guess. Yeah, that's gonna be irritating if they don't start building that soon, but... Looking at it is already irritating. 81 degrees outside, 74 inside you. I need to fix that somehow. Murray can convert. Where's Martin? Convert Martin. Oh. Oh, I must have been passively doing it because I changed it. There's a mod that you can use that helps the passive stuff a little bit more instead of waiting for like 4 years to convert people, so that's probably what happened there. They are leaving. That is fine. A pair roll. Both of these are probably bad, but it's better to have them so I could sell them off to somebody. Which brings me to my next thing, which means I need some That's 40 for 12. Okay, so that's just 40 for 12 basically is. Oh wait, hang on. Granite. Yeah, the granite. And then this I will shove everything that it can allow, except for human corpses. And those. Yeah, that looks good. Saving space. Okay, I still have food, so we're good there. Expand the zone. I need more rice though because I'm not growing a significant amount of it, which is a problem. Because I need more rice, which also means that I need to set something up because we need a different kind of food. We will start with corn. Raining. And we will also train them to do these things because even if they rarely, if ever, do enough to make it worth it, at least they try. Reroll. That is all bad. This is not much better. I guess we'll do artisan dairy because it's the shortest one on that entire list. What does this person even have skills in? Animals? Sort of. It's basically just animals and construction because those are the only ones that actually have a somewhat decent like learning speed because of these critical things. These critical passions basically make it so that you can only really learn them, and if you have more than one of them, it basically cripples your character. Or your colonist. So just do him for a melee sponge would be 10% attack? No, don't want to risk that. Good, but I've already got enough colonists for now and not really enough room to accommodate them. Let me go ahead and do this just to get the development points because I've got 2 right now and I need 10, which if I do not do in a reliable time period, I will never do ever because I will forget about it. Unforgettable. More development points and 20 goodwill with the Empire. Love that for me. Production. Is there anything else I need to be making or building right now? Whenever the tea's ready, I need to be doing that, but I think that's really it. I already cleaned the barracks. I also need to start moving things out of this tiny room and moving other... actually, that reminds me. I can do... ideology... No, it's not our ideology. Here we go. Tea table. That allows me to do a long ceremony, which gives me a tiny chance of getting tea, basically, which is not ideal, but to be honest, the chance of even getting it at this point is probably better than not having it at all for another however many months. I can't even look at it right now. That's all trash. I don't need any of that. Man, this is not much better. I guess learn how to make stew. I want them to finish that storage thing because I've got to start conserving this tiny bit of room that I've got already. You romance like other people? No. Can you romance other people? No. Yeah, you're the only one without it, and you'd only romance Martin, and Martin is a literal insect. Although he doesn't have any of the insect debuffs, which is kind of nice. Like, there's like debuffs for like appearances, which makes it harder to like socialize with non xenotype people. Oh yeah, I forgot that this guy's basically like a walking tank. I need to make him like a good melee weapon. And he'll be really good, actually, because he's got like minor regeneration and like natural armor, which is good. He's also hyper aggressive, which is less good for me in case something happens. Yeah, because he's got, what is that, 47? And like, this is the only other guy that comes close and he's actually wearing armor. Or no. Oh, you're wearing a shield. Does that lower your speed? No, it does lower your accuracy and stuff, though. I wonder if that's clothes armor and not, like, overall. I don't know. Maybe it's additive onto, like, other armor. Which means I need to get him other clothes and armor, because I think he's wearing, yeah, just a button-down shirt and a bandolier thing. Okay, I was like, are we out of food? But no, we still have food, just not a lot, not plenty. Who hunts? You hunt and you hunt. Okay, Emma and Sarah. That's good, because you two need to be hunting something. Alright, I gotta use the bathroom, so we're gonna do this, and this, and we're gonna do... Okay, back. Almost had some problems. Got myself some Pringles, they're really good. Hmm. Okay, we're gonna try that. Because I need to do something with this sludge. Okay. Alright. So they loaded that, which was good. Because I was running out of storage space in there. That's still fresh. That is also still fresh. There any other... Need to check this now. Okay, no. No other animal corpses that are not... That would not kill me if I tried to touch them. There's not really a lot right now that actually would give me, like, decent leather to make stuff with. So I think I'm really just waiting on this cotton stuff, and then whenever they finish researching the biosludge thing, I'll probably make one and put them out here. Improve the soil somewhere in there. Oh. Everything is done. Is it really timed off of his ability? It's kind of interesting. We only have those 4 meals. Okay. Meat. Oh no. Not what I want to do. Meat amount. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna chance it with those bison. I'm going to regret that, but... I need none of these. I still need none of these, but... I guess I'll learn the auto door for later. Oh, right. What's it under? Miscellaneous? No, it's under hygiene. Can I just designate all of this? To be improved? And then just put that there and see what happens. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Because I do not know precisely how this works. I've actually never used it before. Should probably get some water for myself. Not in-game. Okay, his ability is done. Okay, the room needs to be impressive, which it is not, for obvious reasons. We will do this, because I also need power into this room eventually. And I think there's enough room here that I can put the thing. I need to probably expand this to cordon it off into a little shooting range there. Bison Revenge. You're gonna die. And not because I want you to. You might. Oh no, that, yeah, that, this is, I don't know if that can get any worse, actually. Okay. Okay, Murray's still asleep. Martin there, you there, Emma here, James here. He's got regeneration and natural armor, that's the only reason I'm sticking him up there like that. Okay. Okay. No one died. This time. Ow. I was trying to eat a chip and I hit my tooth with it. Didn't hurt, it just kind of surprised me. What died? Oh, they killed one of the bison. Okay, Mary, I need you to clean up first, and then you can keep cooking. I am glad that she had that shield, though. Even if it makes her accuracy really garbage. Because could have been really bad if she didn't have it. Wait for them to get down there and buy some revenge. I'm gonna make you run towards these guys. And make it one of their problems. Why keep it our problem? We can make it someone else's. Why did you do that? Okay, we're just gonna let them bleed out because you accidentally shot one of their things, and if they bleed out, that's going to cause a international incident. Oh, there we go. Okay. Very good. Trade with them before they become super pissed off at us. You have heat stroke. You need to go inside. Ah. That's kind of annoying. I can't trade anything with them. That reminds me. We're gonna get a hand tailor bench and we're going to make some clothing. I need you to make this more than I need you to be lying down. Okay, builds it. Dusters. It's warm. It's 21.6. This is okay. It's better to use the plain leather if I'm gonna make dusters. Clear leather, plain leather. How many do I need? 5 right now. Do I have enough for 5? No. What? That's okay. I'm gonna end up wasting a lot of this meat by accident because I just don't have the facilities to deal with it. Because I still don't have batteries. Just starting to drive me up the wall. It is apparently too much to ask for to have batteries rolled. Sorry, that is my coffee cup hanging off the end of this glass table. Okay. Plain leather duster. Who is not wearing? Everyone, basically, except for you. Oh, that's on the cape and cloak layer? I feel like that was a change from one of the mods that I used, because I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be an outer layer clothing. But I will not complain. Murray. Okay, I was about to ask, why aren't you making food? It's because you already kind of did. Is the stew pot require... No, it just gives off heat. That's patch leather, I have no need for that. That's liquids, so... Yeah, so a lot of this meat's gonna end up getting wasted, which is unfortunate, but... I needed the dusters more than I needed the meat. Yeah, Yeah, it's pretty bad. Marble. Floors. Marble. Okay, I was about to say, do I have enough for that? I do. Once again, did not roll batteries. Okay. Alright, just learn that, I guess. Might take 11 hours. At the current rate of time. Is there anything that we need to tame out there that can use up some of this meat? This thing? Maybe. You're the one with the... no. You? Yeah. Already going there. Okay, what are you using to do that? Okay. Oh wait, no, that's... well, it's meat and fries. So, what does this do exactly? Tilling cold, tamed, trimmed to maintain wood, and a huge hardened animal pearl for new animatry. That's good, but what I'll probably end up using it for is just to siphon excess wealth. 5.6% chance. Well, we use some of it. Some of the meat, which is worth the failure, either way. I need to smoothen this because that's probably part of the reason why the room is so garbage. Okay, I was wondering if James might have accidentally torn his arm off, because that happens sometimes, and it's unfortunate, but it does happen. Somebody needs to cut that oak tree, because we are flickering on power. It is nighttime. Nope. Still no raids or anything, which means I might have to change storytellers just to make sure that I'm getting them. Because it's been a while. We'll give it till winter. Sometimes I don't get any till, like, fall. Not winter, fall. I'm not having enough panic about people dying. Okay, still no batteries. Reroll. Once again, no batteries. Okay. We will, instead, learn how to make IEDs, because if you can't make batteries, what do you make? You make IEDs. For any Fed watching me, this is a joke. Anyway. There goes the meat. Watching the slow decline of my food stores. Also because half of it's meat. Ooh, what's this? Global work speed plus 5%. Ooh, I like that. Especially because I might migrate Murray into doing scanning instead of the other thing, and then migrate his construction up some so he does more of that. So what else does he do? Well, cooking. Cooking's probably actually the most important thing that the additional work speed will affect. Also, didn't mean to toss the camera over to the left. 13 days for the next thing. James, after you're done... Okay, can't do that. Never mind, I was gonna get someone to clean the room. It's too late now. I don't want to wake any of them up, because they're already gonna get disturbed sleep. That's gonna need to be picked up, eventually. That's got another 2 days on it. I don't know if it, like, breaks it if it goes below or above the temperature. Wait, I don't have any need of this. This is the only thing I could see myself using, and I don't even need that. Reroll. Nice. None of it's what I need. I guess learn how to make that, because that's the shortest cooldown one. Who's lacking a suitable weapon? Equip that. Stop lacking weapons. Okay. That's another thing that I have no need of. We're not leaving until I get a little more established. I'm gonna pause and get some water real quick. And then we'll probably go another 20 minutes. Okay. I'm back. What was I working on? Oh, being mad that I still haven't rolled batteries yet. Right. I also wanted to set this up ahead of time. Details below 50. Okay. I don't think I've got anything below 50 yet, but eventually we'll start degrading clothes and they'll start getting below 50, and that's when I'll need it. That's almost done. Okay, don't bother wasting food on that. I only did that because we had meat to spare. Okay. No batteries again, but pemmican, which is... It's probably worth it to get that, because we're not going to get... batteries, which can hold enough for running, like, AC and stuff, or, like, freezers. Because I can run a freezer right now, but if the wind's gone and it's nighttime, I won't have any of the power to run any of that, so... Better to just get that now. Is this done yet, by the way? No, another day. And then this is something. I think I need a pump for that, which is power, yeah. Which I'm trying not to do anything with right now. And until I get geothermal or something, I need to manage power as best as I can, which means using it specifically for fans. How bad is this barracks, by the way? Because I know it's not great. Slightly impressive. This is decent. Okay. Miscellaneous. Where is the... or it's furniture. Some plant pots. That what I want? I guess so. Make, I have marble ones, so we'll do that. 1, 2, 3. We'll just do 3 for now. And a fan. Keep that room a little cooler. Summit crab. Oh yeah, right. This is the one that kills stuff if it runs over it. Which basically means keep everybody in the base until it's done. Sometimes it runs over these little animals when it goes past, and you can get some extra food out of it. But it's more or less impervious to everything. There's literally no point in attacking it, and it doesn't give you anything, even if you could. And we'll reduce this a little bit, because I don't think we quite eat through 20 meals quick enough. Does it run over anything yet? Hang on. Man, I do not want any of this. Reroll. Man, still none of what I want. I guess we could just learn mending for now. While we watch this thing slowly roll. Well, actually, hang on. Reduce this to 8. And do pemmican do forever. And we'll wait till after this thing's passed, but then we'll set it to hunt things. Hopefully it runs over one of these rhinos so I can get some meat. No rhinos. Set. Oh. That's unfortunate. Yeah. That'll be bad if it hits anybody. I think I'm just gonna vaguely hope that no one's outside long enough that it hits them. So far, no one's been hit, but I have lost 9 crops. Epilepsy. Uh oh, something's happening. Oh. Right. These things. Shouldn't this thing be like nearly crippled? Oh, it's got a bad back. Stoner, efficient builder, flirty, psychopath. Muttering in your head. What kind of weapon do you have? Oh, it's an Archotech blade. Mad muttering and semi-meditative. Are they attacking straight away? Yes. Okay, gang. We're just gonna hope the trap gets them. Because I don't really think there's much else we can do, especially with this storm going on. They've got a barrier, I think, right? Well, gang, time to die. Or this person will literally fall right over because they are made of glass. Okay. You know, I didn't quite expect that. Also, we don't have the wood for that, so we're gonna do a little risky thing, and we're gonna make it out of steel because that's all I have on hand. And then we're going to do furniture, not that, sleeping spot, prisoner, and then we're going to capture. Somebody go grab that. Because even with the bad back, that's something that I can fix eventually. Even if they have nothing else, they've got mining, which is useful. Oh, also I can set Martin to do these things. Because he has high level skills. While I'm at it though, let me go ahead and set a little thing for excuse me, smoke leaf in case I want to keep this one around. I don't think I do, but it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. That's done in 7 hours. Also, that got hit at some point that night. Well, we got like 24 jade out of it, so. I thought they were gonna be a little more. Oh wait, hang on, let me look at what this is. This might be what the thing's off of. Yeah, that bad back is unfortunate. Oh, I've also got to make sure that you can drink tea whenever you want. And in fact, you should have it twice a day. It's just like me. Oh, we are out of wood. I realized that, but I didn't realize it had reached the thing yet. Okay, yeah, I was about to say, better hope that they're not too susceptible to heat strokes, because it's a tiny room and warm place. Again, no batteries. Actually gonna lose my mind. Ha. Okay, well, learn how to make that. Needs. They drank tea. They are very happy. And they get tired less, and they get more immunity. Perfect. To be honest. What's this? Oh, they are applying the poopy, as it were. The biosolids. Yes. So let's say who's over there, but it's just the wild one. Okay, I think that's good. We're gonna call it there. It's, well, no, we're gonna give it 3 more minutes because it's not been 2 hours yet. It says 2 hours on my thing. It's not actually been 2 hours. We will call it when it hits 3 hours. Very clean the room. I clicked through one of those things. Oh, never mind. That wasn't anything important. There to barrel. Okay. Barrel policies. Anything above 50. Who's wearing tattered? You are. Oh, it's your jacket. That's fine. It's no big deal. We've got dusters. Storage. 1 item. Might do a small crate in this room and just make tea only. Okay. Content storage, clear all. Tea. Any kind of tea except tea leaves, and then importance critical. So that way they don't have to go very far and they can just drink it like right here. dog wandered in my room. Uh-oh. I need to make that for a bed, and then I need to make a rib. And then this is medical. And then we're going to orders, smooth surface, smooth that wall out. And that. And then these. That way, the room is not entirely awful. Okay. Well, I think we'll leave it there. So if you enjoyed, leave a follow or a subscription, depending on where you're at. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that maybe I'll see you next time.